Hey everyone, welcome to Himiway's showcase series, Discovering Your Himiway. Today we're going to talk about the speed of the Himiway e-bike. So as we've said before, Himiway has three riding modes. It can be a standard bicycle, a power-assisted bicycle, or it can also function as an electric bike. When you ride it as a standard bicycle, the speed would obviously be that of any other bike. The average speed of a bicycle is generally around 16 kilometers per hour. Now, if you're a seasoned rider, you might be getting up to 22 kilometers per hour, and the top speed of top cyclists, such as Tour de France drivers, can be more than 40 kilometers per hour during a race. So the amount of power that supplements your pedaling as you ride your Himiway varies depending on how hard you're pedaling. In general, when you're using power assist, you'll get a roughly 20% boost in speed to add on to the speed you'd be going at in the normal standard bicycle mode. So, when you're in standard or power-assisted modes, the speed of your Himiway is really dependent on the effort you put into pedaling. The more you push as you pedal, the faster you'll be going. So, how can you get the most out of your pedaling in standard or power-assist mode? That would have to do with this bike's 7-gear shift system. By using these gears in the same way that you would on a mountain bike, you can easily adjust to uphill riding conditions, downhill, flat plane, or for more stop-and-go riding on city street. So in the power area, which you'll actually see up here, there's a plus sign and a minus sign. This is on the right next to the LED display near the handlebars. But if we press down on that plus sign, you're going to get a greater amount of power when you accelerate. And on the contrary, pressing the minus sign will decrease the power, and all the while you'll see your current speed is always displayed on that LED dashboard. All right, so if you look at this bike, it might look a little bit dirtier than normal because just a few minutes ago I was actually out riding this model, trying out the standard bicycle mode, power assist, and regular kind of all electric modes to see how they function. The interesting thing that I found out was they all kind of function seamlessly. You don't have to switch between them. There's not like a button per se to adjust them. You just do whichever mode is, your preference at that time. Now, let's talk first about the standard bicycle mode. So in that, you're going to want to set your power to 0 on the LED display, and then you can just pedal. And then, of course, you've got your Shimano 7 gears to switch like you would on a regular bicycle, so that it's either easier or harder depending on, if you're going uphill or you want to go faster. But that is standard mode. Then, if you go back to your LED screen and you adjust the power up to, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, then you're already kind of automatically able to use pedal assist or electric mode. And obviously at that point, you just start pedaling and you'd be really surprised. The power kicks in, even in level 1, really, really strong. So you get a big jolt of power to support your pedaling. And then of course, if you're not using the pedals at all, you can just use the power accelerator on the right to just use the electric power, which is just going to really engage the power, push you fast down the road, and you won't have to use your feet at all. The max speed of electric bicycles, as it's specified in the US, is 32 kilometers per hour. So your Himiway bike speed is also in line with US requirements. That said, there are legal requirements for speed and other factors depending on the state within the US where you're riding your bike. So be sure you're aware of what rules your specific state has that pertain to electric bicycles. I also know a lot of people like to make modifications to their bikes to increase the max speed. So yes, this is theoretically something you could do, but we need to make it clear that doing that can make for an unsafe riding situation. And I do hope to convey that you should abide by the government's transportation laws and regulations and avoid modifying and increasing the speed of these bikes. This isn't only a safety issue, but modifications can also lower your bike's resale value. Okay, that's it for our introduction today on the speed of the Himiway e-bike. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us a message here or via our website.